Hi, everybody. Today is September 21st, which is a Tuesday, and I had a little bit more to talk about my mother's descent into dementia. Um, the first story was right now we're going through some issues with COVID, and the place that she's staying uh, is not open due to COVID. So I haven't really seen her for about 2.5 or 3 weeks. Um, because of the non-admission policy. So the first time that I went up to see her, I brought her some gifts or some fruit or something. And when I do that, I'll sit on, I'll go to the door and bring her the things. And the lady at the front desk will bring the things to my mom. And then I'll sit on the porch and visit with my mom on the phone. So I brought my mom some stuff. And I said to her when I talked to her on the phone, I came here to see you. I'm out on the porch, but I can't come in uh, because of COVID. And she said to me, "Oh, I think it's a very good thing that you were not able to come in because there's two Mexican girls in the hallway having a duel." And so that's sort of the world that my mom lives in. But right now, I think it's been about 3 weeks since I recorded a message, and my mom is moving from one facility to the other. They had moved her from a rehab wing into a permanent stay wing, and they found out that her dementia is a little too far progressed for that particular facility, and so she's going to be moved to a memory care unit. Another thing that I've found is that memory care units are terrific, but regular uh, regular nursing homes may or may not be set up for dementia, which was really surprising to me. Once again, one more surprise. So if you have the opportunity to ask, if you have an opportunity of choice, which fortunately I did, um, it's a really good idea to ask how long your parent can stay there, how long your person that you're in charge of can stay at a particular place based upon their memory considerations. So when I found out that my mom was going to have to move, what had happened was my mother wanders a lot, and she doesn't really sleep. She never really has, and that's brought up a lot of memories from my childhood because it turns out I wasn't really required to sleep as a child. And when I went away to college and I had a roommate who slept like consistently between maybe 10 or 11 p.m. and 6 or 7 a.m. And I just sort of adopted that behavior because, I'm sleeping in a room with a woman who is doing this. And uh, I just was so surprised at how wonderful I felt all of the time. So I started sleeping routinely, unless there was some reason not to, rather than just staying up and eating and reading and wandering and visiting and whatever else would happen, which was the way it was when I was growing up. But my mother had said to me that she didn't really believe in bedtimes because everybody had their natural circadian rhythm and they would adapt to that. Well, like I said, I really didn't. And that was not the case with me. I benefit greatly from having a solid night's sleep almost every night. But so my mom's never really slept. But at the facility she's in right now, the wandering all night is becoming a problem. It's been a problem in the past. When she's been in the hospital, nurses have alerted me to the fact that she'll be up 12 or 15 times in an hour to go to the bathroom and to see what's going on and just wander around. And when the staff has other people to take care of, it makes it really difficult. So there's that. And then there's also the fact that they put her in a room with another patient. And the other patient was actually in the hospital, so she wasn't physically there. But my mom started rifling through her roommate's stuff and taking her roommate's stuff. And I don't think it was malicious, but I just don't think she really understands that it's not her stuff because she doesn't really remember what her stuff is. So I think the lines are kind of blurred. Anyway, when those things started to happen, the facility alerted me that you have to go to a memory care unit. So I looked at two different places. I looked at a traditional nursing home nearer where I live, and then a private memory care unit in the town where she lives. And I just found that for her stage, I think the memory care unit is just super, super nice. And they have a lot of activities. Nursing home near me is just more of a traditional nursing home. So So I decided to start a placement in at the memory care unit. So it's about a 5-minute drive from where she is right now. They thought they were going to move her last week, but they couldn't clear all of the COVID hurdles. They needed to get an RCP test, and they needed to have a rapid test, and then they'll have to another rapid test on the day of transit. So they're hoping to move her last Wednesday, but it looks like it's going to be this Thursday instead. But they alerted her on Monday or Tuesday that she was going to be moving on Wednesday. And she called me and she was really terrified because somewhere along the line her information got crossed, and she thought that they were moving her to the zoo. And I'm not really certain how that came about, why she thought it was the zoo, but she was terrified because she thought the zoo would be a terrible place for her to live. And I agreed with her and I assured her that she was not going to move to the zoo. So she asked me if I could be there during the move. So I hope to be there. They've scheduled it now for Thursday at 10 a.m. So I'll plan on being there. But another thing I found out is that working with elderly, nobody gets in a hurry. You have to have a ton of patience and you have to be extraordinarily flexible because things can happen or not happen. And then instead of maybe happening in the afternoon, as they would in this world, maybe it'll be next week or maybe it will be 2 weeks. We don't know. It just, everything takes a long time. And it's been really exacerbated by the fact that the nursing home that she's in is having a COVID situation right now. So I also had a COVID situation at my house, which was really asymptomatic. My husband and I are both vaccinated, but we've had some restrictions on our behaviors because of exposure to COVID. And so I haven't gone to see her, not that I could have anyway, but I didn't want to chance exposing her if I am in fact exposed. So I haven't seen her for a while. I have been trying to call her, except for the panicky call that I got when she thought she was going to move to the zoo. Oh, she also thought she was going to have to take the bus, and she didn't know where the bus was going to come. She didn't know where she was going to have to wait. So we spent quite a bit of time talking about it. And then she also sort of degenerated into worrying about her bills again, which I assured her I was paying. And she kind of dropped it really quickly, which was nice. But I haven't really talked to her since. I've called her several times. She's not answering her phone. And I just sort of feel like I would like to see her. I'd like to see what condition she's in, but I sort of feel like maybe she's taking another downward step or two into the world of dementia. But good news, we're not putting her in the zoo. She will be in a memory care unit, and hopefully that will happen 2 days from now on Thursday, and I will let you know how the move goes.